Davern Show.
So it was like me and 3 girls, and we went out on what? Yeah, on Friday night. This was just last Friday. We're sitting there, and bar's like not very crowded yet. Katie was there. 2 other people were there. It's a secret though, because we're working on a secret project. So I don't want to say what it was, and you never know when Katie starts recording. But anyway, so we're sitting there. I'm telling you guys this story.
I was there. I don't need the story.
Yeah. We're sitting there, and this guy's like, hey, can I sit down? We were at like a picnic table, so there's like the end of the table was like open. This guy's like, hey, can my friend and I sit down? These 2 dudes sit down. Dude was so annoying. Like, it wasn't one of those things where he was like, oh, excuse me, can my friend and I sit down? He was like, hey, these seats taken, can I sit down? And we were like, oh, God. Like, here we go. I just could tell it was going to be trouble.
And then there's community chips.
Well, we had finished eating, so there's like chips. There's like a Mexican place, so there's like chips and salsa still out, you know? And he's like, can I get a chip? And we're like, just take the rest. Like, just leave everybody alone. It was only like 9 o'clock. I was like, how are you this drunk already? And everyone's like, yeah, here, fine, whatever. Like, a couple minutes go by, then he's like, you guys want to hear a joke? And we were like, no. and he's starting to get frustrated. And then he, what was the other one? And then, like...
You don't have to be rude.
Yeah, he's just like, you don't have to be rude. And everyone's like, we're not being rude. You're the one being rude. We said you could sit down, and then you just keep interrupting. Like, we're trying to have a conversation here. Because we're trying to talk business. Again, secret projects in the works. And then he, like, looks at me. He's like, well, you got a problem? And then I was like, yeah. He's across the table. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, I like when dumb people get confused. There's nothing better. Because he's like, you got a problem? And I'm sure most people in the guy's life just go like, no, man, no, I don't have a problem. And he's like, you got a problem? I was like, yeah, I do. And he goes, oh, what are you being sarcastic? And I went, yeah, sort of. He's like, oh, you just like being a little smart ass. And I was like, sometimes. Like, and he just kept getting more and more confused.
But then, what, do you have a
by
problem?
my lack of aggression.
Yeah.
And then I love when dumb people do this, where you just keep repeating themselves. So he's like, yeah, but like, I'm asking you, do you have a problem? And I was like, yes, I do. And he's like, but do you have a problem? And then the Katie included and the other 2 ladies that I were with were like, he already told you that he did. And he just kept being confused because he was confused because I didn't say it like this. Yeah, I got a problem. He was confused because I was like, yeah, I do. And he didn't know how to read it. He was like, I think his brain was going like, wait, so this guy has a problem with me, but he's not aggressive. So, like, he's saying that he wants to fight, but his body language is saying that he doesn't want to fight, and he was so confused. And then his friend convinced him to, like, go have a cigarette or something, and everything calmed down, but it got close. I just wonder if Katie would have had my back.
Show! Brought to you by Adobe Radio in partnership with Nice Guy Digital.
Dumb people are dumb.
And recorded live in beautiful North Hollywood, California.
Katie almost got my ass kicked on Friday.
On today's episode, I'm waiting for Brett to die so I can replace him.
Maybe you hired that guy. Maybe it was a hit.
It was. Soon to be the Katie LeClaire show.
Oh, God.
The whole gang's here.
Everybody.
Everybody's here. I brought donuts. It's Monday.
The ladies outnumber the men today. In the studio.
This whole weekend.
Yeah.
We are 52% of the population, everyone.
Gender's a spectrum, I've been told, though.
We're going to share the hashtag of the day.
The what of the day?
Well, there's a...
Hurry up, this intro's taking forever.
I'm just going to sit here. Let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times.
That's me.
Your new best friend.
Uh-huh.
Brett Davern!
Listen up, everybody. This is our show. Thank you for joining the show live on Adobe Radio or subscribing on YouTube, TuneIn, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Facebook Live.
What's up, Facebook?
This show now goes live every day on Facebook.com/Brett Davern Show at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. on the Best Coast. Thank you for spreading the word out there. You guys are amazing. We heard from Beth this morning on the text line. She says, where'd she go? There she is. She says, love listening to you guys. I'm a teacher, so I try to sneak in early.
Thanks, Beth.
And listen when I can. I'm a rebel like that.
Ooh.
Love you, Beth. Thanks for texting in. If you want to shout out a friend or shout at us or with us, you can. The phone number is 1-888-99-IDOBE. The email for the show is bdsfans@idobe.com. Or if you want to join the conversation instantly, you can put that address, bdsfans@idobe.com, into iMessage, where you usually enter a phone number, compose a text, and then press send. It ends up on this iPad in front of me. Once again, that address is bdsfans@idobi.com. All right, lots of show to get to today. Oh, but before we do, let's go around the room and say good morning to everyone. Good morning, Boy Wonder.
Good morning, Brett Davern.
Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Matadocious.
Good morning, Brett.
And good morning, the pot stirrer, Katie LeClaire.
It is National Blondie Brownie Day.
Oh.
It's not my favorite day.
Do blondies taste like vanilla?
No. They taste like
what are
baked delicious. I don't know.
Yeah, what are they? If a brownie is chocolate, then what's a blondie?
Well, like what's a white cake? I mean, I guess that's vanilla, but do you know the only difference between a white cake and a yellow cake is egg yolk?
You mean, wait, hold on. You mean like white cake, like just regular, like if you went to a frozen yogurt place and they had like birthday cake flavor, birthday cake batter, that's like white cake flavor, right? Just like cake flavor.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The difference
between... That's what
between...
a blondie is?
Oh, no, I went off subject because I don't really like blonde. I mean, they're fine.
You don't know.
I'd rather have a brownie. Give me the chocolate.
I got to say,
what are we doing?
I think favorite dessert. Well, it's hard to say favorite.
Dessert.
I'm not really a dessert guy, to be honest. I'm not really into sweets all that much.
You're crazy.
I'm not really. Like the whole, when we do this or that, salty or sweet, I go salty. But dessert-wise, I kind of get into more like citrusy flavors. Mm-hmm. Give me a lemon bar. Oof. Love a lemon bar.
Yeah.
Or even like lemon cake.
Mm-hmm. I make a lemon tart that will blow your socks off. Wow. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Blondie Day.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
don't know what blondies taste like. Somebody text in and tell me what blondies are supposed to taste like. What is it?
Dessert.
Just like sugar and butter?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. There you go. Let's take a break. I got a lot to get into today, actually.
Oh, yeah?
After the hashtag of the day.
Okay.
I got a lot on my mind. Guys, it was crazy. That guy wanted to fight. He really did.
Have you been in a fight?
I've been punched before. This is Howlin' For You by the Black Keys.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
You're listening to The Brett Davern Show with that other guy from that one show on MTV. Yeah, you know, Brett Davern on Adobe Radio.
It's the hashtag of the day.
Hashtag Monday Motivation.
And that was the hashtag of the day. Here's the thing. That guy was really dumb. I just want to say, dumb people are so dumb. And, like, people who go out to get in fights are the dumbest. And also,
Do you think he was primping his hair? Bless you. He's primping his hair, and he's like,
no, there's just
I'm gonna punch someone
no,
tonight.
there's just people that are just aggressive, you know, and they like whatever. It's Friday, like they got to the end of the work week, they want to go out and blow off. They get all pent up all week long, and they just. But I just find people who resort to that, like the need for like physical violence or like the want for physical violence, they're just so dumb. It's like once you get to a certain age, like the hitting of someone, the being physical is just a manifestation of you not being able to use words.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the look of confusion on his face was amazing, though.
It was great because everyone.
You got a problem?
Yeah. You got a
Wait, go
problem?
ahead. It's great because everyone what?
Everyone was like, "Yeah, he does."
I know.
He said it 4 times already.
And I think
Are you not
all you
listening?
guys were also saying like, yeah, we all got a problem with you.
Yeah.
And then I like that he was telling us we were being rude, and it was like, wait a minute. We let you sit down. We then let you eat our food. We just didn't want you to keep interrupting the conversation. Like, you just wanted to sit down. We don't need to be friends. Like, we're all having our own conversation.
No.
Yeah. Also, he's doing that thing where he's, like, leaning on people when he talks.
Who did he lean on?
Yeah, whatever. I'm over that subject. All right, moving on. He was like, well, he was sitting next to you. He was like leaning across you to like get to the chips, but like kind of like leaning on, doing that drunk guy thing. It's just so annoying. Ugh. Maintain, people. Jeez.
Maintain, bro.
Far too old for all that stuff. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, moving on. What was the hashtag? Monday motivation?
Correct.
All right, Monday motivation. Motivation Monday. Monday motivation. Got some things to talk about.
Tell me.
Well, I was thinking on Friday because we had the show on Friday, and normally, like at the beginning of every show, I go around the room and like say good morning to everyone or say hi to everyone.
Sure.
You know, and it's always up until episode 59. I think pretty much every episode, unless there just happened to be someone else sitting in here, it was like good morning, Boy Wonder, and then good morning, Katie LeClaire.
Yeah.
Or hello, Boy Wonder, hello, Katie LeClaire, whatever. Well, on Friday, it was hello, Boy Wonder, hello, Matadocious, hello, Katie LeClaire.
She was also here for the Christmas Spectacular. Just pointing that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But other than that, yeah.
Right. Well, Matadocious, who's, I guess you got to go to the wide shot to there she is. Wave to the people, Maddie. The camera's up there. Wait, there. Yay. Matadocious is now with us every day.
I love it.
On the show, which I'm very excited about. She crushes social media.
Yeah.
She's out there tweeting along with the show, putting up the polls, doing all the things that like we wanted to do but just can't do, and talk and run the computer and do everything.
I wish I had 8 arms. But now we've got Maddie, which is even better.
Matadocious is the best, and her name is Matadocious because she comes to us from Nacogdoches, Texas.
Yeah.
That's the origin of her name. And I like Maddie's story because I actually, I don't know if I'm embarrassing you right now or not, Maddie, but I'm going to talk about, by the way, look at the board. All it said was almost fight and then Matadocious. That's all the board says today. So it's an all Matadocious episode. But I tell people Maddie's story a lot out there in life because I like her story and I am inspired by her story. And so I'm going to tell all of you listening Matadocious' story. The thing is that when we started the podcast a year and a half ago now, I think is when the original Brett Davern Show with Marty podcast started. And we did this thing where we wanted to have callers and a lot of things that we do on the show now.
Right.
And Maddie from Nacogdoches, Texas was the first caller on the Brett Davern Show. Just as like a listener, as a fan, as like she followed on Twitter or whatever. And you watched wait, hold on, I gotta do your microphone. You watched Awkward, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So so you were like a Twitter follower.
Yeah.
All right.
I followed your whole announcement thing.
Oh, of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like a couple days in advance. I was like, announcement coming. We're gonna have our own show, whatever. So she was listening. So she was the first caller. You can go back and listen to that episode. She was the first caller on the show. And on her phone call, I was just kind of joking around, and I was like, Marty and I are doing this on our own, and we need an intern. Do you want to come be our intern? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right, well, just tweet me. Sure, because you hear that all the time, especially in LA. Like, you just kind of are like, yeah, all right, fine. Well, email me if you want,
Mm-hmm.
And then she did. And like followed through and was like, well, I wanted to move to LA for a long time. And like all this stuff. And then I was like, well, hit us up when you get in town. And again, thinking like, yeah, right. Like this is ever going to happen, because no one ever follows through on anything in my experience, really. And then the next thing you know, she's out here like 2 weeks later. She's working on the podcast. She's helping us out behind the scenes. And then smash cut to a year and a half later. And here she is sitting here.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie, did you already have plans to move to Los Angeles and they just all happen at the same time?
Yeah, I'm from Southern California. I was living in Texas.
She wanted to come back.
I wanted to come back. And I was trying to make it happen, but kind of needed a reason to come out here.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny, Brett, is it was a year and a half ago exactly yesterday that I moved here.
Oh, wow. That's weird. I didn't even...
Yeah.
Wow.
Aww.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been here exactly a year and a half. And like straight away, 2 days after moving here, I met up with Ben. And
Yeah, former
next,
producer Ben.
Yeah, that next Sunday I was in the studio.
Yeah, see? So,
Wow.
so she wanted to move back, but needed a little motivation.
Right.
And it was just sort of a weird coincidence that we did that. Now, the reason I like the story, though, is
Follow through.
for a lot of reasons. Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there, and I talk to them on Twitter all the time. People will tweet and say, like, I'm not doing what I want to be doing. I want to be doing something else. All this stuff, and they don't know how to get into doing something else, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm always saying to them, like, just do it. Like, that's not good advice. It's not like sage wisdom to just be like, just go do it. Just go do that thing. But sometimes all you got to do is just do it. Like, figure it out. She was like, I want to come back to LA. I mentioned something off the cuff. She was like, great, I'll do that. But then actually followed through and did it. Mm-hmm. And I just think there's a lot of people out there right now who are like, they're not happy with their lot in life and they want to be doing something else, but they just sit there and complain about it rather than figure out that next step of what to do. And sometimes it can be just as simple as like reaching out and taking a risk and saying yes to something.
Risk can be scary, though.
Oh,
so I think
totally.
it prevents people from trusting that something good could happen.
Yeah, but a little bit of fear in your life is good. It's good to have fear. It's good to have healthy fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got more thoughts on that. This is Smile Like You Mean It. We'll be back with more. This is The Killers.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or for listening to the podcast version of our show. We love you. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now instead of this message. Sometimes rules don't allow us to play that kind of stuff on YouTube or on the podcast. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a few seconds.
Adobe Radio. Got something to say? Send Brett a text right now with iMessage. Text message BDS fans at adobe.com. You're listening to The Brett Davern Show.
All right, so Katie, you got to help me flush out this conversation and what I'm trying to say to everybody, because
Okay.
it's like, okay, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is I'm always telling people to like take a risk and get out there and just go for it and whatever. And I feel like it sometimes falls on deaf ears because I can hear them or I can feel them thinking or saying back to me or yelling into their car stereo right now going, oh yeah, easy for you to say. You know what I mean? Like having now gone through it, like, yeah, it's easy for me to sit here and just be like, yeah, I took a risk. It worked out for me. You should do it too. But it's like there was a time when that initial risk was like really scary. Like,
For sure.
and I hear people also saying like, I can't move. I don't have the money. I don't have whatever. I mean, Maddie during the break was like, because Maddie's married, and when her and her husband moved out here that time, she was like, we didn't have the money to do it. We just but we just got in the car and like made it work and figured it out. And that's the thing, like you will figure it out. Like I have been on a airplane. This is 100% true. I was on an airplane flying to go do the second movie role I ever got with like literally with like $43 to my name, and like sitting on an airplane just being like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like when I get there, like thank God there'll be free food on set. And that's happened twice, and then that happened again after that. Like after having like 3 movies under my belt, like being down to like your last $18. Like I get it, you know, but you just got to stick with it, and you have to believe that it'll be okay and that you'll figure it out and all these things. Like I think there's just this thing where it's like it's hard to get off the couch sometimes because it's like I want to get off the couch, but it's a little uncomfortable off the couch, so I'll just do it later. It's a lot of, maybe it's just procrastination. The not taking the risk is because you'll do it next week or I'll do it on Monday. Today is Wednesday, I'll do it on Monday. It's like, no,
it's like starting a diet on a
now.
Monday. Don't start your diet on a Monday. Start if you want to start a diet or you want to commit to something. Do it today.
Do it when you're
Don't
thinking
wait till
about
Monday.
it. Also, I hear this thing about like, oh, I can't get out of my town. I can't do it. You would be surprised how far a full tank of gas will take you.
Right.
You would be shocked at how far you can get on 1 tank of gas.
Right.
I'm telling you, don't abandon your responsibilities or anything. Like if you have real responsibilities, like that's important and you need to take care of those things. But if you don't, and you want to change your position and or job, or you're sick of your friends, or everyone's a negative influence, or you feel yourself going down this hole, like just fill the car with gas, point it north, south, east, or west, and hit it.
Part of it is recognizing that people are negative influences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you inherently can know that, but it's not like, oh, this person's having a bad day. This is like this person has a bad power.
By the way, also not just like friends that are negative influences. Your family can be just as negative.
Your work environment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can have an impact on you. You're not really recognizing.
Family too, though. I think family's a big thing because family can feel a responsibility to family and stuff.
Obligatory.
And that's important. Yeah, an obligation and whatever. And some of that's important and you need to be able to recognize that. But if they're not letting you spread your wings and stuff, that's not good either. And you just got to, sometimes you just got to make a clean break and get out of there. And I know it seems hard at the time, but it'll be all right after that, I mean, we're 2 people that did it, that took that risk and moved away and those kinds of things. So,
well, I was joking saying my family moved away from me. So they all went back to Texas and I stayed in California. Well, that's not true, actually. I gave up on acting at one point in my career. I was sick of Top Ramen. And I couldn't do it anymore. So I moved to Texas and I lived there for 6 months. And then I said, I'm going back. And I got to LA with $12 in my bank account and slept on couches for a month and a half.
There's always a way to be able to figure it out. I remember I was living here. I moved from New York to live here. I had done maybe 2 movies, I think, which by the way was the lead of both of those movies. But then got here and couldn't get any work as an actor at all. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't really know anyone. Had like 1 friend in the entire city. Like didn't know anybody. Didn't know what to do. Got a job, hosting and at a restaurant. Not hosting a radio show. Seating people at their table hosting. And did that for over a year, but wasn't getting any acting jobs in that time and was always late to work because there was an audition and then getting yelled at by your boss and then feeling pulled in a million different directions. And one day I was just I gotta quit because I'm now going down this hole of this hosting thing is taking over my life and I'm actually starting to worry about it when I'm gonna get in trouble and stuff and why am I focusing on that? I came here to be an actor and I just quit. I just put in my 2 weeks and I didn't go back. I didn't even serve the 2-week period. I was just no, that's it. Just take me off the schedule. I'm out of here. And that's the last job I ever had. Because a little bit of healthy motivation and fear is good for you. It was like the scariest thing I've ever done. I was just like, I quit. I'm just going on auditions. That's what I'm here to do. I'm just going to go on that, and I'm going to have to get one of these.
Yeah.
And then, like months went by, and then finally got one. And then a bunch of more months went by, and then like finally got another one. And then, just slowly, step by step, and then maybe like a year and a half, 2 years later, then like, got the pilot for Awkward, and then that got picked up. But the whole point, and so that was kind of, I hate the word luck. It wasn't lucky, but it was just, that was fortunate, obviously. But the healthy motivation and fear of like not having a safety net, I think can be a really good thing sometimes.
It's what it is you have to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm going to put all my chips in. I'm going to go in all in, and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. It's doing that, but I struggle between saying like do that but give yourself a time period, but then like a length of time to do it, because you want to know when to get out too.
Sure.
But then I'm like, no, F that.
But
like, don't do that. Just go for it and keep going for it and never stop going for it.
And specifically with what we do too is like, how many actors would have made it if they didn't have to move back to Nebraska?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the blessing and the curse with our business is everything can change overnight. Quote unquote, overnight takes 10 years to get, but it feels like, oh my gosh, you're like catapulted into this system. And it's great, but that is the question is like, how long do you wait? How long do you stay in it?
I think you do it forever. I'm now rethinking my thing. I don't think you give yourself an end time. I don't think, because then you're just waiting for that. I subscribed. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I don't care. But I kind of go with that thing of like, if you have a backup plan, then you'll fall back on your backup plan.
Yeah.
I just, if there's something out there that you want to do and you're not doing it right now, what is, I think like Jim Carrey said it at some graduation speech he was giving or something. It's like, you can fail at something you love just as easily as you can fail at something you hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might as well fail but have a great time doing it, and at least you tried, than just sit there and never try. Better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. Like that kind of thing, I really believe that. I just go for it, Like, Maddie wanted to get out of Texas. She figured out a way to do it, and here we are a year and a half later still doing it. Friends, working together, being productive, being creative.
Yeah.
Getting stuff done. I don't know.
Yeah. Take risks. Challenge yourself.
Yeah, and give yourself some motivating fear. Sometimes you might be a little too comfortable and you've got to just quit that job. And then the oh crap factor kicks in, and then that can be healthy. Like,
Gilles Marini told me some pretty wonderful advice one time.
What'd he say?
Well, we should probably go to break.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tell us on the other side of the break. Here's a dude that took a risk. Wait a second, before you start the song, here's a dude that took a risk. This is I'm trying to think of how long the lead in is. Actually, you know what? Start the song. Here's a guy that took a risk. Eddie Vedder, living in San Diego, sent an audition tape to a band in Seattle. He just recorded it himself in his apartment. Came in from surfing. The story is he still had
sand on his
sand
feet.
between his toes. And he recorded it and sent it up there. And they were like, you know what, dude? Get up here. Let's do this thing. And thus Pearl Jam was born. This is Pearl Jam with Better Man.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
Adobe Radio. Did you know you can watch The Brett Davern Show on YouTube? Yeah, you can. Go to youtube.com/Brett Davern Show.
All right.
So he says to me, we're standing there on set where I was talking about buying a house.
Oh,
and
Gilles
how
Marini.
Scared I was, yeah.
I just want to keep saying his name because then we put up pictures of him on YouTube, and he's a sexy dude.
Who are we talking about?
Gilles Marini.
Did you see the video that Gilles Marini put on his Instagram this weekend?
All right, we're driving Boy Wonder nuts with that now.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I did.
Oh, boy.
There's a clip from
What
Sex
did
and
he
the City, too.
say? What did he say?
He says, Gilles Marini says to me, we were talking about me buying a house, which is scary. Buying a house is terrifying, the first one. Or I guess maybe all of them, I don't know. And so he says his first episode of Brothers and Sisters was called Leap of Faith. And Gilles has a crazy life story, and he's done all these weird things in life. And you're so rude. For the people who are listening and not watching the YouTube video, Brett is very rude. He's just silently rude. Anyway, whatever. I feel my steam has been lost.
What
he told
did
me
he
to,
say?
He told me to take a leap of faith. He told me to take a risk, and it's the best choice I ever made. It's saving my ass now. So
What did,
I'm
but
so
what did
glad
he
that I
say?
did.
Was there like a sentence? Was there like a...
I don't know anymore.
Oh, come on. Don't
I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I lost it. I don't know.
I'm sorry. If you think of it, we'll record it and do it for like an overtime thing on YouTube.
Okay, great.
No, come on. What did he say? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
He just said do it. Do it. Be scared. Fear is a good thing.
Yeah, being scared is a good thing. Mm-hmm. I agree. Now,
It's growth.
I had forgotten, but we started talking about it during the break, that one of the big reasons I wanted to talk about this today was because Matt Adocious told us last week that today is the day that she is going to quit her day job and take that leap of faith and take that risk and give herself some of that healthy fear, some of that, oh shit, that we all need in our life.
And then we learned that Megan's also going to quit because Megan hates all of us and doesn't have a very cool job, even though we think it's the coolest job. And so
She's not. No,
so
Megan,
I'm coming into
stop.
work tomorrow
Stop.
by myself because I'm firing you.
Soon to be named Megan is not going anywhere. But Maddie is. Oh, we got someone calling us. Mm-hmm. Should we see who it is?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens. Hello?
Hello,
Hi, who is this?
Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah, it's Brett in North Hollywood. What's up, man?
Not much.
Oh,
I thought I'd give
Jeremiah.
you guys a call.
Jeremiah is the one that derailed the whole show that other time with his text, and now he's calling and derailing the show live. But you know what he took? He took a risk, Katie.
He did.
Jeremiah, what's up? What can we do for you this morning?
Oh, gotta give you a call and tell you how great you guys are doing.
Oh, thanks, man.
Aw.
Jeremiah, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken in life thus far?
The biggest risk.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there's this one girl I liked a couple of years ago, like one of the best looking people around. Took a risk, told her that I liked her, which is crashed and burned, kind of bad.
Oh, but you took the risk.
Yes.
All right. All right.
It's important to take the risk, even if it doesn't work out the way you hope it does. Did you learn something from it?
Definitely.
Yeah. Just avoid that next time.
Oh no! Oh no, that's not the right answer.
Don't talk to her again. That's what he learned. Jeremiah, where do you listen? Where are you from?
I am from Wisconsin.
Oh. Uh-huh. And what do you do up there, Jeremiah?
What do I do up there?
Yeah.
Work.
Where?
Where do you work?
What do you do?
Well, right now I go through a temp agency. I just got done with my assignment at Sartori. Now I start today at American Orthodontics.
Okay. And are you happy with that? Do you like what you're doing?
Yep. I used to work with a lot of cheese, dairy, butter, all that good stuff. Now
Well,
I'm going to be working with,
It's Wisconsin.
I sit there, clean the stuff for braces, package them up, do a lot of paperwork.
All right. Hey, as long as you're happy, Jeremiah. By the way, Jeremiah is a super fan. He hits us up on Twitter all the time and is one of the best listeners we have. We love you, Jeremiah. Thanks
We
for
love
calling
you.
in, man.
Thank you. I love you guys too.
All right. Have a good day. There he goes.
You too.
There
Bye.
he goes. He's happy though, and that's what's important.
Yep.
That's all you need. What were we in the middle of saying though? Before Jeremiah so rudely interrupted the show with his love for us.
How dare he?
Oh, Maddie's quitting. That's what we were saying.
That's not.
That's what we were saying.
That's what you were saying. That's what no one else was trying to say.
Maddie declared last week that today, this day, Monday, she was going to quit her job. Her day job that she has that she doesn't like very much. Are you mad at me right now?
No, I'm just awkward and avoiding the conversation.
Are you going to quit today or what?
Yes, but
And you're happy about this?
yeah, I am.
Because we've been talking for a little bit about you. Because you moved here a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be. What do you want to be doing?
Acting.
Right.
Yeah.
But instead, you're bogged down in a day job
Yep.
that you don't like.
Right.
There's also, I mean, there's no like growth there. You don't want to make that your career.
Right.
So we were talking about let's get a little motivation, get a little healthy fear, quit it, and let's get into some acting classes and some improv classes and get an agent and let's get going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So today's the day.
Today's the day.
Now, Katie's got the phone open.
No.
Can we call your manager and leave a message that you quit?
No.
Come on.
No.
You're going to do it, aren't you?
No, I'm going to. I can't.
All right.
I can't.
I'm excited to hear tomorrow on the show how this went.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it in person or are you just going to call?
I'm doing it in person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going to go back for your 2 weeks?
Heck no, you better not. You are?
Yes.
Why?
I can't Brett Davern this.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. I agree with Maddie's decision on the second part.
Give your 2 weeks and just never go back. I mean,
No,
what's the
it's-
point? You quit. They're going to be upset at you. You don't like them anyway. You quit. Like, what's the point? What is this doing for anybody?
I think we should Twitter poll that.
If you quit your job, do you still work the 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So if you
Yes, it's the right thing to
If you put
do.
in your 2 weeks, if you put in your 2 weeks, do you work out? Now,
It's the right thing to do.
listen. Here's the thing, Katie. And this is
If you say I'm not coming in ever again, then fine. There's a distinction.
That's not
But
what I
if you
said.
say no, that's what I'm.
Go ahead. If you put in your 2 weeks notice, do you work the 2 weeks? Now, here's my honest to goodness opinion on this. If you work like a job where you have like clients and these things and people that rely on you and all these things, and you put in your 2 weeks, then you need that 2 weeks to like wrap everything up, tell your clients and your valued customers that you're leaving. Maybe ask them to follow you to your new job. But you need that 2 weeks to like wrap everything up. And that makes sense to me, working that 2 weeks. But when it's like an hourly job that you're underappreciated anyway, and they're just going to replace you with someone else who's coming in who is another hourly employee, like big deal. Like just quit and leave and don't come back. Like, what's the point? Why are you working that 2 weeks? What's the point?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Why?
Because
Why?
you looked someone in the face and said, I'm not going to be here after 2 weeks. And then if you just decide to not show up at all, somebody, that like, oh crap moment goes to somebody else.
Well, okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. Okay, listen.
It's the right thing to do.
All right. You're right. I don't like liars either. If you say you're going to work the 2 weeks, then work the 2 weeks. But my feeling is that you shouldn't, if it's a job like that, if it's just an hourly job
Then
like
don't say
that,
you're gonna
you
be there
shouldn't
for
say
the
the
2
2
weeks.
weeks. You should just walk in and say, you know what,
Today's
I
my
quit,
last day.
and today's my last day, I'm not coming back.
Correct.
And then just don't come back.
Fine, yes.
Yeah, what's the point of, you're trying to be all professional and put in 2 weeks at a job like that? Nah, forget it. Just say, hey, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be here. I quit, and today, yeah, you don't even have to say I quit. Just, yeah, today's going to be my last day. I'm not going to be coming in after today. Oh, but you're scheduled on Wednesday. You know what? I know that, and thank you, but you're going to have to find someone to cover it. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
And then just leave.
that's fine. But
it's a
if you
job
say
like
you're
that,
going to do it,
just-
then you have to do it.
Yeah, you're right. But I think the putting in the 2 weeks is more for the situation I was describing, where like there's things
Yeah.
to wrap up and there's loose ends to tie up and whatever. But if you're just, if it's like you're working like 25, 30 hours a week anyway, it's like a little hourly job that we've all had throughout life. Like I worked at the Gap for over a year, and I just told them, I was like, I quit. I'm not coming back tomorrow. That's it. You know what happened? They gave me the year pin. I made it a year. They gave me a pin to wear, and I was like, that's it. No way. I'm not putting that pin on. I don't want to work at the Gap.
This is not
I
a
want to be
badge
an
of
actor.
honor.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened twice to me. I used to get to like the year mark, and then I was like, I got to get out of here. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think we inspired anyone to quit their job today? I wonder who's listening
It's
that's going
not-
to take a risk and like do that thing that they've been thinking about doing for a long time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not quit your job. I'm not trying to inspire anybody to quit their job.
I am.
I'm not. I'm just trying to make people feel comfortable taking a risk. Jeremiah asked that girl out, and he goes, well, I learned not to talk to her again.
Oh, hold on.
Whatever.
Wait, I disagree with you. I don't want you to be comfortable taking this risk. It should be uncomfortable. That's
Well,
the point.
Okay. Okay, true.
No. You
True.
can say that you're trying to make them comfortable. I'm not. No, you should not be comfortable. I'm talking about taking a risk that you're not comfortable with. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make, is that you should be uncomfortable. The uncomfortability is good. That's how you know it's a good risk.
So I used the wrong word.
No.
It's the confidence to take a risk.
Okay. I'll go with you on that. I'm not yelling at you. If you want to make them comfortable, that's fine. That's not what I'm trying to do. If you're going to bungee jump, you should be a little uncomfortable before you jump off that ledge.
Oh, but it's great. So fun.
Oh, yeah, totally. But that's the point. That's why it's a risk worth taking. Because the uncomfortable moment is the moment. That's the thing. By the way, that's how you know if it's a good risk. I believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
If you're comfortable with it, it's not a risk.
Right.
Well, it's a definition of risk. It has to be uncomfortable. Yeah. Get uncomfortable, people. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the podcast was ending with Marty. The Brett Davern Show with Marty was kind of like winding down, coming to an end. Producer Ben moved back home to... there's actually like a lot of movies and stuff being done in Louisiana, so I think he made a smart move. He went back there to do it back there, maybe be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, which is a good move.
Yeah.
And I support him in that 100%. But he was leaving, and he was the one that put this thing on the internet. I don't know how to do it. So, and Marty's being a rock star and doing all the things that he's doing. So I was like, I think this is going to end. It was a good run. We made it 115 episodes. I think it's going to end. But I did this interview for Party Boat, our movie, here at Adobe. And Tom was standing there, and he was like, oh, I heard you got a podcast. I was like, yeah, but it's going to end. And he was like, well, why don't you just bring it over here? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Like the same thing I kind of did with Maddie. Like, yeah, we'll see if that ever happens, But we exchanged numbers. And like a couple weeks later, he calls up. He's like, hey, come on over here. And then, now here's the risk. I was like, okay, fine, I'll bring the show over there. But I don't want to do it once a week anymore. I want to do it 5 days a week, every single morning. And like really try to make something here. Make a little community. Make a family. Bring the listeners in and like really, really make something.
And get calls and
that was the risk. And by the way, not get paid for it. Starting the podcast in the first place was a risk. Anyway, I like risk. You got to be a gambler. Sometimes you got to push all your chips in the middle of the table and just see what the dealer turns over. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Look, I've had plenty of times where it didn't work. I don't want everyone sitting there thinking that I'm some guy who's trying to inspire everybody else to do it just because it worked out for me. It doesn't work out all the time. We did the podcast for a year and a half.
but till you
without
try,
getting
you'll never
paid.
know. Until you try, you'll never know.
Well,
and then
yeah.
you sit there and go like, oh, should I have?
I just don't want to get
The
to the
answer is
end.
yes.
I just don't want to get to the end and just be thinking, oh man, I wanted to learn to speak French. Or I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe that's not such a risk, but I don't know.
I wanted to go to France.
I just think that we live in a place that in a country that allows you to like really follow and pursue your passions as much as you're willing to do it. And if you're not taking advantage of it, then I don't know what you're doing. I don't have much sympathy for that. Like I said, just fill the car with gas, point it in any direction, and go for it. And
You just can't feel sorry for
I
yourself.
know that it's uncomfortable. I know you're not going to know many people. I know you're not going to have your family around you or your support system or whatever. But I think that's a good thing sometimes. Forces you to get out there a little bit more. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. Somebody from the 4-4 is texting in. I finally quit my job after doing it for 3 years last week. I'm doing the same thing as you, Brett.
Nice.
Wait. I was doing the same thing as you. Oh, and I was doing the same thing as you, worrying about it. Yeah. What? What are you trying to signal me? What's up, Maddie?
Nothing.
What? What's happening?
I'm shaking my head. Lauren Rose commented on the poll and said, "Wow, I bet Matadocious can relate."
Yeah.
She's calling me out. It's my best friend in Texas.
What's the poll?
If you should work the 2 weeks or peace out.
What's the results so far?
We have 5 votes. 60% say work the 2 weeks. We have a couple comments on people saying that it's the honorable thing to do.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think that's what's going to happen in that, because I think we kind of asked the question wrong. It needs to be prefaced with, like, the kind of job it is and blah, blah, blah. And that's a little bit too long to explain on Twitter. So I would imagine that 2 weeks is going to win that one. But I think if they're understanding what I'm trying to say about it being just like a, nothing job anyway, just tell them you're not coming back in tomorrow and take you off the schedule. And you know what else too? Like, they'll figure it out. It's okay. Like, you don't have to walk around with that sense of obligation. It's too heavy sometimes. Anyway. All right. We good?
Yep.
Megan, you're not soon to be named Megan. You're not going anywhere, are you?
Mm-mm.
At least not right now?
No.
All right, good. We need you. Plus, you guys all have a cool job. You get to work with me every day.
No.
That's a wrap, everybody, on another edition of the Brett Davern Show. Thank you out there for listening. Live on iAdobe Radio and subscribing on YouTube or listening wherever you get your podcast. If you like what you heard, just tell a friend.
Tell them.
That's all. Yeah. Say goodbye, producer Katie.
Take risks. Goodbye.
My friends are all texting me.
Hey, the show's not over yet. Pipe down over there. Producer Katie's on Instagram and Twitter at Katie Leclerc. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at BDav. There's 2 V's at the end of that. You can follow the show on any social media, including Facebook, at Brett Davern Show. Follow along with Matadocious. She's the one doing all the tweeting out there. But I must tell you that we are all logged in on our phones to the Brett Davern Show Twitter and Instagram. So sometimes it's Maddie, sometimes it's us. If it's Katie or I, we'll sign it maybe.
No.
Yeah, I want them to know it's us.
We'll talk about it off the mics.
What?
I don't know.
I get on there a lot and reply to people. I like it.
You do.
Yeah. I like replying to emails too.
And the
Anyway.
text when they text in.
Oh, the text. I love the text. The
Get videos.
928 checking in. She says, my ASL class starts today. I'm terrified.
Oh, don't be terrified.
Says she's terrified, or he or she, I'm not sure. Says they're terrified they're going to fail like they did at French.
Let me tell you something. My last name is Leclerc. My sister and I both cannot speak a lick of French. And she's an ASL teacher. And here I am. And the time you should be terrified is not taking the class. It's the first time you talk to a deaf person.
Someone from the 920 texted in and says, Party Boat was a good movie, and this show better not end ever. Well, a little bit of pressure there.
Wait, I need to make a distinction because you cut me off. It's not the first time you talk to a deaf person. It's because you don't want to look stupid. It's not because they're, like, terrifying. I just need to clarify. That's all.
Once again, for Katie Leclerc and Matadocious and Boy Wonder and soon-to-be-named Megan, I'm Brett, and I'm reminding all of you to be kind and take care of each other and take healthy risks, everybody. I'm not talking about, trying to plank on the edge of a cliff or something. I'm talking about good, healthy risks that will propel you forward in life, not possibly cause you physical harm. Be safe, everyone. All right, that was our show. We will see you tomorrow. Our guest will be actor Johnny Young.
Yeah,
who
Johnny Young Kim.
has a movie coming out.
I love that boy.
Oh, man. I love talking to actors. They're my people.
He's an actor too.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited about that. All right. That was our show. Good night. Saddle Ranch. Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, I never came back for my 2 weeks either, so. And I'm not ever coming back.
That's it for the Brett Davern Show today. But don't worry, they'll be back tomorrow on Adobe Radio Live, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.